Hi, welcome to A Moment in Time with Taylor. Thank you guys so much for being here on the replay, live, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope. You guys are awesome. Make sure that you're following the channel for more great content. And before I bring on my secret guest, which isn't a big secret because his name is in the title, I just want to first say a quick thank you to every single person on this list for making this channel possible. These are our sponsors from the last 30 days. They make this whole thing possible, and you can do the same thing over at femyoga.com by clicking support, or you can send super hearts on Periscope. Thank you guys for being here. Hi. All right, so we are going to be talking about cryptocurrency today, and the reason I'm doing this is because I had one of my sponsors, you'll see MMA for Money, floating up here on this list. Hey, Josh. No, it's not a replay. This is live. Okay, JTag, wait, hold that thought because we're going to see what he thinks about that. But MMA for Money had sent $100 to the channel, which means that he was able to request a broadcast of his choice. And he wanted me to talk about cryptocurrency. I told him I don't know a lot about it, but I'd be happy to do some research and put a broadcast together. And he said that he had some friends that are basically experts on this topic and offered me to have one of them on. So that's what we're doing today. And without further ado, let me check behind my curtain of technology. Are you ready? All right, we're gonna bring him on in 3, 2, 1. Welcome. Hi, how are you?
Thank you for having me. Great.
Yes, thank you for coming on. It seems like your audio just dropping out a little bit. I don't know if it's Wi-Fi signal or anything, but hopefully it'll come back in clear.
Okay.
So
I can hear you perfect.
Yeah, you sound good now too. Maybe it's if we talk at the same time or something. Hey Sean, thanks for being here. Hi, Australia in the house. If you guys want to type into the comments where you're viewing from, is this your first time on going live?
Yeah, this is my first time going live.
Yeah? Awesome. Well, welcome. I just want to say hi to Josh and everyone who's coming in. Thank you guys for being here. And Josh is also in Florida, where I'm from. How about you? Where are you from?
I'm in Seattle right now.
Right now. So is that like where you're based out of, or you travel?
I'm based in Seattle, but I do travel. So
All right, we have Bronx, New York in the house. I'm from upstate New York originally myself. So we're all around the world today, and we're talking about something that people are talking about all around the world, which is cryptocurrency. So I have never purchased any Bitcoin myself. I have received Bitcoin and Ethereum as sponsorships for this channel, and those are two different forms of cryptocurrency. I've done a few broadcasts about this, but I really struggle to grasp cryptocurrency personally. So hopefully you can kind of help us. Do you want to give us like an introductory little speech about really what is cryptocurrency, why is cryptocurrency, and yeah, teach us.
well, the main tenet of cryptocurrencies is, of course, as a store of value, you know. So with this technology, what we do is bring transparency back to the record books. So in a blockchain, which is where the cryptocurrency lives and is born and is processed, in this blockchain is where all the data is collected. So every transaction is recorded. It cannot be altered, be erased. It cannot be edited. So it stays permanently and it lives forever in the blockchain as long as the blockchain is active. So the purpose of blockchain is essentially, or ideally, we would say, is to replace the token model, inflationary model that has been proven that does not work. You know, we're currently seeing many countries already insane amount. The best example is my country. I'm from Venezuela. And it's very clear that our economy is broken since many years ago. Zimbabwe is going through the same things. Other nations in Europe are going through the same things. So this is the basic tenet of blockchain.
Okay, so well, actually, hang on. Let me read the comments. I always forget to do this when I have guests. Oh, you're in Rochester, Gabby. Well, thanks for being here. Sonam, hey! Sonam, one of the top broadcasters in Periscope in the house. Make sure you guys give her a follow. She's got a little shiny gold badge next to her name, Sonam108. Sean says, I won't say a lot on this subject. I know an awful lot, but under law, I can't give advice on it. Okay, Sean, well, that's okay because you're not on my channel today. And JTag says, MediBlock is one of the best crypto buys. Do you want to address that before we go into kind of like what a blockchain is and more basic stuff?
Which was the question?
MediBlock. Someone said MediBlock is one of the best crypto buys.
Well, I'd rather not talk about specific projects like that, because, for example, in the case of MediBlocks, there's many factors that are not considered, yeah? So for a global solution of that kind, I see many barriers have to be overcome by the political side first, So that's a whole nother ballgame. There's already many out that are trying to achieve a simpler solution or trying to solve a problem, whereas MediBlocks is a whole nother ballgame. Yeah, we have health issues and medical records and different things that we require the public consensus first.
Yeah, so it's really kind of like it's way more ahead of what we're really talking about right now in terms of just what is cryptocurrency. Yes. And kind of educating people on what is it all about, what's the purpose of it. And you mentioned a blockchain. Oh, sorry. Okay, Script Savings Guy, hi. JTech also says Ethereum sucks. Josh says it's too scary for me to invest in. That's interesting.
That's a valid question.
Sonam said she's been dying to learn this. Sean says cryptocurrency has no value unless it is attached to something. It can be manipulated. There's so many thoughts here.
I missed the connection there. Yeah.
Oh, is it cutting out for you?
That's also a common belief too. It's not safe. It's not real. It has no value. You can manipulate it. Yeah, those are all valid concerns, and they're real concerns. And we can address them each one if you want.
Yeah, well, I actually want to start with what is a blockchain? So you said it's where it lives. So really what is...
So a blockchain, the simplest way to put it is just a computer code. It's a program, yeah? And in this program, we are solving equations and problems. So every problem has a result. So in the case of a store of value blockchain, these computations are literally transactions of money, of value. Transacting value in the name of Bitcoin, for example, in the name of Ethereum or whatever, Many different stores of value in the blockchain. At the base, they're all the same. We're just transacting values, and these computational transactions, they are recorded. They're not editable, you cannot delete them, and nobody can change them. So that's the strongest suit of the blockchain.
Okay, so that's interesting. I think this goes into some of the concerns and fears and confusions. Is if it's a computer program, how could it not be hacked or manipulated or edited or deleted or?
Okay, the reason that it cannot be deleted is because the blockchain has something that is called a node. Okay, so a node is basically of the blockchain that you can run in your house, I can run in my house. So therefore, record lives on my instance that I'm running here, but at the same time, it is synchronized with your instance that you're running at your home, and it's synchronized with the instances that are running across the world at the same time. Yeah. So if I make a transaction from my wallet in my home, but in your home, this transaction is recorded, and at the same time is recorded on your node and on every node. So I cannot delete it on my node, because it's already out, it's already published. It's already by each computer that processes this computer program.
Interesting. I guess I don't fully understand that because I would just think if a bank deleted a transaction, it would just be like deleted everywhere, all the different
Correct.
computers.
Yes, that's a perfect comparison because in this case, the bank is, yeah.
The
So
bank
they
what?
are in control. The bank controls the database. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if I am a bank, I have all your transactions recorded on my computer. Nobody else can run my transactions, only me, because I am the bank. So of course, I have the power to delete your money if I wanted to freeze your money to, because nobody else controls this database. So another way we can think of blockchain is just databases. Yeah, everybody has a database, but we all share the same data. Whereas in a bank, only the bank has a database. All we have access to is our records, nothing else. We cannot really access their database. Of course,
Right.
unless we hack it or something like that. But
Right.
to the average user, we can only access how much money do we have now, when did I deposit this, when did I pay the light. So that's basically what centralized versus decentralized means. So in the world of cryptocurrencies, it is a completely decentralized database. In most,
Okay. All right. And then what about the objection here from Sean in Australia, which says cryptocurrency has no value unless it is attached to something because it can be, unless it is attached to something, it can be manipulated.
yeah, I agree to a certain extent because it can also be manipulated, even if it has a value attached to it. Yeah, it's all about the supply of the coin in this case. In it, and then we have, I guess we can call it a disease. Yeah, in the cryptocurrency world, we call these people whales. Yeah, and the whales are basically people that have millions and millions. So, for example, if I'm a whale on a blockchain, a 30% of the supply, then of course I have the power to manipulate its price to my advantage, which is not the case on majority of the blockchains, especially the more secure ones. Yeah, of course, to address his concern. At the same time, there's many blockchains that have no real use case, that have nothing attached to it. And yeah, those are very scary to invest in because there's nothing that is actually guaranteeing you some kind of return in the long term, even.
So
So
do
yeah,
you,
very
sorry.
scary ones.
Yeah, yeah. So do you want to list the Dan, hi, first comment of the broadcast on YouTube. Dan says the look on my face. Yeah, I'm trying to comprehend it all, I swear. I like to understand things. That's why I haven't invested in cryptocurrency because I just really struggle to understand it. So that's why I keep doing things like this because I figure the more I'm exposed to it, the more
Yeah.
will grasp. But what are some of the different coins that are out there, and which ones would you say have like the most use case out there? Bitcoin, I would assume.
I'll be, I'm gonna be honest because I work with several projects and I've been involved with these projects since their early conceptions, and it is something that, of course, not only the financial value is appealing to me, but more importantly, what appeals to me the most is the solutions that they're bringing to the table, solutions to real problems. So, for example, we can start with the first one, which is Wager. Yeah,
Okay.
Wager is a project that is aiming to open the gambler to, as we know, gambling is illegal in some countries. And in these countries, the illegal operations are pretty shady. So what we're trying to solve with Wager is give the people the ability to gamble without worrying about not getting paid, without worrying about I can only gamble, without worrying about you're gonna freeze my money, without worrying about you're gonna block my account and don't let me play anymore because I win all the time. So with Wager, we have already this value attached to it. And we launched the platform not so long ago, a couple of weeks ago, actually almost a month, on the 15th. So far in the Wager platform, handle $500,000 in betting, yeah, for 2 weeks, which is not bad, but at the same time, it's pretty impressive, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say. So it's a place where you can gamble, or it's like a way you can gamble with cryptocurrency. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, that's correct. So you can gamble directly with cryptocurrency, and through this method, we can bypass any regulations in any country because we're not really gambling with money, yeah?
Okay. And what do you like? What is it, like a website, like where you go and play the games online or something?
Oh no, it's an application. We have an Android application, and we also have a desktop application. And of course, right now, because we're starting, then our events are limited. So due to technical reasons, yeah, we're working and developing other applications for Apple and more user informations on the website as well. So for now, it's just Android application and a desktop application. Most popular events at the time. For example, this weekend we did the UFC fight. We're constantly doing Champions League, doing baseball, we're doing NFL, we're doing football. So a lot of popular events right now. That's what we want to put out for the people so they can use Wager for its purpose.
Ah,
And a
so
lot
you're
of people
betting on
already
games
won.
and stuff. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, the fight
So as soon
was huge news. People were commenting on my
oh
broadcast.
yeah.
I don't know anything about UFC. It was that many people talking about it. I haven't heard about it.
Yeah,
And
it's
yeah,
a big
football and
event.
stuff.
It's popular and people love to gamble on that. So
Cool. That's really cool.
um
Yeah. So what is it? Wager. The app is called Wager.
yeah, wager.com.
Cool. That's really cool. Thanks for sharing that. And then what? How do they get? So if I have some Bitcoin, how do I get it into the Wager app?
So if you have some Bitcoin, then you can go to one of the exchanges where Wager is available and you can trade your Bitcoin for Wager. So once you have your Wager, then you send it to the application and then you can place your bets right away.
So
There's
Wager
no
is its
ID
own cryptocurrency,
certification. Yes, only
or it's its own
cryptocurrency right
coin.
now.
But Wager is
Yeah.
its own coin, basically.
Yes, Wager, it's its own blockchain. It has its own economic model and it has its own value attached to it as well.
Okay, cool. That's
Because
really interesting.
I
Wait,
guess a little one more detail about this blockchain is that besides the gambling solution for that world side, the Wager can act as a dividends payout. Yeah. So for example, if you have 25,000 wagers, then you can build your own. What does the master node do? The master node helps process the transactions and it helps to validate each transaction, which is a job in itself. And of course, the master node gets paid in Wager. So if you don't gamble, you can still invest in Wager.
okay. Okay, interesting. And we've been talking about investing a lot on this channel. We've been talking about stocks and value investing, like Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger. So people keep asking about cryptocurrency, which is a totally different game. So I'm glad that we're talking about this now. Hi, Cyanide. So good to see you. Oh my gosh, you're on YouTube. I haven't seen you in so long. I love you and I miss you so much. I hope you come back to Periscope. We miss you. She says that I look utterly lost. Okay, Sonam says, people always say, let me send you Bitcoin. And she's like, okay, I don't know what that is. Katie, hi, welcome to the broadcast. We have about 40 comments that came in, so I'm just gonna like fly through them really quick, and then we'll see if there's
Okay.
common threads that we want to talk about. Josh said Zimbabwe is going through some things. Julius is
Yeah.
one of the hottest people in the room. I'm not sure which one of us she's talking about, but hello, Chicken Cake. Law Legend says, no advice. Feed your soul. Hello, Donna. Hi. Hi. Oh my God. Kelly, you keep changing your name and I keep forgetting who you are, but then I see your picture. I'm like, hey, Mark. I want to wait until it stabilizes before buying any. That's one thing that Josh says. Hey, Vicky. Crypto can be manipulated too easily. That's Mark. And Mark is in San Francisco. Sonam's over in the UK. Josh about stabilizing. He's in Florida here with me. He said it tripled in value, then dropped in half in less than a year. That's scary. Someone says BS.
It is. It is scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Sean says, I know a lot about cryptos. I've traded it. I made money on Bitcoin. Josh says, I don't understand what makes it go up and down. Seems like a whim. Mark says it crashed a year ago, according to his friend. Jamie, hey Jamie. She says it's dropping because the banks are putting their hands in it right now.
True.
21 for Fun said, what about the Fed coin that Goldman Sachs is investing in?
Yeah, they have to get in.
I love this. There's a lot of really good comments right now. Fertiglian says, crypto is crazy. Mark says, the high processors of gaming computers can falsely manipulate. I have a gaming computer.
That's not true.
Okay. Fertiglian says, fiat money is also crazy. I think we can all agree on that. Arnoa, why you prom dresses? I don't know what that means. Shara, hi. Thank you for the super hearts, by the way. Shara for super hearts with the broadcast. Alex, man, spasibo. Thank you for the super hearts. Someone told me they thought your account was gone, but it's not. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Trapper. Good to see you. Oh, Trapper, I didn't check your message, but I will. Josh says, to me, it seems just like investing in gold, just more volatile.
True.
Fertiglian says, I do not think the banksters want crypto. JTAG says,
they do.
Go ahead. They do?
Well, yeah. Let's touch on that topic a little bit because this is basically the power struggle we're seeing right now. So Bitcoin started 8-9 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it never really caught on until, let's say, 4 years ago.
Yep.
So since 4 years ago, this whole bunch of new projects started adopting the blockchain technology because they see the value in it. So as soon as more projects start picking up the technology, then it is inevitable that the world will notice, okay? So right now, our current economic model has been going through a lot of up and downs, actually downs since the last 10 years at least, yeah? So what the banks are doing and what the governments are doing is that, of course, they cannot step in right now and regulate and accept and adopt cryptocurrencies in its totality. Because first of all, they don't understand it completely of all at all. And they never will. And third of all, it is something that they have to put other people in let's say in a growing pains, as far as, okay, you try it, let's wait until see like what kind of mistakes they make so we can learn from them. And of course, when we come into play, then everything is perfect, yeah? So a lot of this, they're basically trying to patch the technology in the press, but they understand that every piece of technological advance is a factor that improves humanity. They are aware of this technology, and of course they fear it, because one of the purposes of this technology is to replace their financial model completely.
Right, exactly, right.
So as soon as they have a foot in the door, which they have, then more acceptance and more adoption from their end. So they're going to be talking about the Fed plus their tongue. Basically, sooner rather than later, they have to capitulate and they have to take it. It's a technology and we cannot evolve without technology. It's just a fact.
Did you freeze on me? No, okay. Sorry. It froze for a second. Yeah, I agree. That makes sense that the banks are definitely going to be all over cryptocurrency and figuring out, what it means for them and how they can use it to their own advantage.
I mean, just from a point of view of reducing their overhead cost with a blockchain, wow, they can save so much money already. There's no checks need to be written, there's no statements need to be mailed. So all the paperwork, we can forget about it.
Yeah, I don't know though. I felt like when I tried to sell my Bitcoin, it was kind of a pain in the neck. Like I had to transfer it. I had to get a Coinbase account and then move it into Coinbase and then I could sell it. And it was, I don't know. It didn't feel simpler to me.
Yes, we're still in that phase, yeah, where we are trying to refine the user experience and try to make it as seamless as possible. Coinbase has done a great job so far. But of course, as long as we're tied to the banking system, then we have to play by their rules, which mean you have to get verified, it takes time. And once you do, when you move your fiat money out of crypto, it also takes more time, which is play for now in between both economies. Yeah.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, because you're transitioning between the two.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. JTag says if you say Bitcoin Cash, he's out of here. Jamie
Let's say Bcash then.
Bitcash. Cyanide says that's because there's no physical coin to crypto like with gold.
Yeah, true in a way, but the physical value, for example, in Bitcoin, we can see it on the miners. That's the physical equivalent of a coin.
What is?
Because, for example, in the case of Bitcoin, it's a specific type of blockchain. It's a specific type of computer program. So this particular computer program, you can also, let's say, I don't want to use that word, but we can just say, yeah, just like gold. Like we mine gold, yeah? We go with our picks, or we go to the river, and then we collect silt, and then we just take out the little pieces of gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with Bitcoin, we can do the same thing with specific computers, okay? So we power on these computers, and we configure them, and then we start mining Bitcoin slowly, right? So I guess as far as a physical attached value to it, it can be said that Bitcoin is attached to the miners, right? Because they maintain the network alive as well.
Okay. Frutiglian says that his Bitcoin wallet has 0, the same as his real wallet. Hey, Brian. Thanks for being here.
Let's get.
Jay Garcia, why do you say that? Why do you think wager? Why are you anti-wager? Mark says, I could just throw some money in the street. Josh says, real estate is the easiest to predict for me. Hey, Superfro. Isamu, hey, how are you? How are you doing today? Superfro's like, I missed this whole thing. Can't wait to watch the replay. Are you trying to get us to end it just so you can watch the replay? Jamie said, gotta get in when it's low, though, so use it. Kaleem,
well, that's another good point to address. So the speculation of the markets, yeah? I mean, when is it low? When is it high? When should I get out? So as a basic rule, get in when you have spare money that you want to save for later.
Right.
You have get in when and put aside. Necessarily need them to survive your day-to-day expenses. Yeah. Right. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes we've seen since October of the last year, is that people are just rushing in because they see this craze. Oh, I can make 100,000 times more than yesterday. Well, that was I guess that was our dream phase that we lived, yeah. But right now, people should just get in if they have some money they can put aside for the long term, because whatever happens this year, next year is going to be a completely different of adoption coming in. There's a lot of private investors going in behind the doors, meaning that they're not buying directly from the market. And that's why we're seeing a stability right now between 6,000 and 7,000. We've been here for a couple of months, and that's a very good sign. It means people are not selling. It means very few people are buying on the exchanges, which is why we see the fluctuations in prices. Nothing like before, which is like 30%, 50%. Right now, we're only seeing like 5%, 10%, maybe 15%. We're staying in this range. So if you have a little bit of aside, of course, put it into blockchain, research your project. And of course, Bitcoin, the most common one. So it makes more sense for most people, especially the beginners, just to have a little bit.
A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Good one, Web Circuit. Jamie is loving
True.
this. She says you're totally on point. Hi, work hard, play hard. Work slave likes how you end your sentences with yeah. It's making them laugh. Okay, Giant says fast money isn't lasting ever. I don't know exactly what you mean by that, fast money. But how long has it been doing those smaller fluctuations, like at most 15%? How long has that been?
I think we've been on this leg for maybe 3 months, 3 or 4 months, where I think the lowest point I think 5,700, something like that. So pretty healthy right now, yeah, compared to last year, to the crazy rise that we saw across the board, and of course in particularly Bitcoin. So but there's only so much behind the scenes that private investors can get, right? There's always a limit because Bitcoin has a supply limit. So, and that's one of the tenures of different blockchains, yeah, that their supplies are limited,
Okay.
while others have unlimited for reasons.
Interesting.
So a limited supply, of course, gives you a security as an investor, because you know that we cannot face the same disease as the fiat economic system, which is constant printing of money, which devaluates the coin, obviously.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I guess I didn't understand how it could be limited. I thought that if it's a computer program, it could kind of just run forever. But you're saying that when they build it so that it eventually will come to an end point and can't mine anymore, right? A cap, Jamie says.
There's a cap. Many blockchains have a cap. Other blockchains don't have a cap.
Doesn't that mean that it's not limited then for the ones that don't have a cap?
Yes, for the ones that don't have a cap, they have an unlimited supply in their economic models, right? Just to make sure that there's no inflation without being checked.
Yeah.
Bring Wager into this example, because Wager supply, it is unlimited. But we have a mechanism to counter the inflation. So when you place a bet, your bet, all your coins, all your wager supply, right?
Can you say that one more time?
So
You cut out there a little bit about the supply, about Wager, and then the supply right at the end.
Okay, with Wager, let's say I place 100 wagers on the corner, right? So my 100 wagers, as soon as I place my bet, they're burned. They disappear from the supply. Now the supply is 900,000, 999,100. Okay? So if I win, then the blockchain is going to mint and it's going to mine coins. But if I lose, those coins are lost forever. So the supply reduces. So with Wager, as more people lose, the supply decreases.
Okay.
And when people win, the supply increases a little bit. So they meet on the middle, yeah? While there is inflation, there is already a mechanism that is helping the deflation work.
Yeah, that makes sense. Bob says that's what happens to his investments. I don't know if he means that they disappear forever. But Laura is here. Honeybee is here. Honeybee, that was super awesome. I heard about it last night. I did not see it myself, but so freaking excited for you guys. I love you. And hi, Laura, welcome. Are we talking with a guy from Vegas? He's actually out of Seattle, same place that Steph Taylor and Wolf Puppy are in that area, as well as Indoor Smokers, the Dab Spot. Are you familiar with any of them, by the way? Are you like on YouTube?
In Vegas?
No, in Seattle.
No.
No.
Nope.
No. Okay. Cryptocurrency is the exact opposite of value investing, according to Caden.
Oh, I can disagree completely.
Okay.
So if you're looking for an investment, it's as good as any. Yeah. Of course, you have to do your own research. You have to come to understand the technology first and foremost, right? I mean, you're not going to invest in something that you don't know anything about, or at least I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And common sense would dictate that nobody should, you know? So if you research a project and you understand it, that it's really actually trying to solve a problem, and it already has shown progress, and it already has a working, of course, why shouldn't you invest in that? It's based on technology, first of all, you know? So, you know, with technology, it gives you a better hedge right away. Because if G is being developed, you know the value is going to increase. That's just 1 + 1 is 2.
But what about all the different coins? You know, it's not like every single coin is going to be successful.
Correct. It's impossible. Right. That's why you must be very diligent when it comes to investment, you know, very, very diligent. Take your time, you know, 1 month, 2 months, keep researching. If they have a product, test it. If they have some kind of participate in their projects, become very active. The way to learn, in my opinion, the best way to learn is if you get involved with it, if you test it, if you try it.
Yeah, I agree. So that's funny you actually said this. I don't think you've ever watched my broadcast, but just last night, my last broadcast before this one, we were talking about this book. I'll show you in a second. I'm just showing their camera, which is Invested by Danielle Town and Phil Town, which is the value investing book we've been reading. And Charlie Munger, his #1 principle of value investing is that you should never invest in something that you don't understand, that you have to be capable of understanding the business and the industry before you invest. So that was actually the perfect answer to why it is value investing, because that's the first principle of value investing, is you wouldn't invest in it if you don't understand it. So if you can understand it and you research it, then you can come to your own conclusions, right? And Humpa just came in and he wants to know what you think of Unify.
There's so many things out there that it's pretty impossible to keep track of all of them, you know?
Yeah, I've never heard of it either. Josh said real estate, if there's people moving to the area, if there's new construction, value is going up. Steph, hello. Steph Ray Arts in the house. She is actually, I think we're going to be hanging out after this broadcast. She's going to be here in like 2 hours to my house. It's exciting. I have water, by the way. My water is back. And she is our most recent sponsor of this channel. She sent us $20 last night, which got her to the $50 level, and she is now in our private Periscope group, so you can watch the behind the scenes. I almost went live to the private group setting up for this. I didn't quite have time because we were like, my water got shut off earlier and I canceled the appointment with him, and then my water came back on and I was like, let's do it. And he was like, he like walks in the door and basically came and did this with us. So huge thank you to you for doing that. Make sure you guys check him out on Twitter. If you're on Periscope, you can click right into his Twitter account from mine. So I posted this live video up on Twitter. You can see Mentalist420, which is his Twitter handle, and I put it on YouTube and Twitch as well. I think you guys will just have to type it into Twitter from there because it doesn't automatically link to Twitter. But thanks for sharing on Twitter and inviting your followers. Brian, thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for inviting. Yes. Bob says, can governments outlaw cryptocurrencies? Good question.
Oh, definitely they can. Definitely. I mean, the governments can do whatever they want, you know? But what is the advantage that cryptocurrency has over any other thing the government is overseeing right now? It's simple. It's that we are a technology. You cannot ignore technology. It doesn't matter what is your political inclination, your financial status. It doesn't matter where you're located in the world. You cannot ignore technology, especially a technology that is developing and is growing as fast as blockchain.
Yeah, I think that makes sense that it's not something that they can just probably get rid of, even if they made. So they could they make blockchain illegal? Like creating a blockchain?
It's like we can,
Yeah, there's still going to be
of
a
course,
black market, right?
of course, it's there, but we can look at the best example right now, which is can they make the internet illegal?
Right.
Okay, no, they cannot make the internet illegal because it's the people. You cannot ban us. You cannot block
Right.
us from history. We're here. You know, our, we are of each technology.
Interesting. I
If
like
that
that.
makes sense, right?
Yeah, no, I get that. That there's always going to be if you make something illegal, it's still going to go on, right? It's still going to happen, even if it's not
True,
legal.
true. Even if it's not legal.
Right. Josh says a few countries have banned the
And
internet. I don't know what that
if
means.
you can, said what?
He said a few countries have banned the internet. He said
Where?
North Korea.
Internet. They have their own version of internet, so you cannot ban technology. It's simple. They're gonna adapt it to their own needs, and they're still using it.
Good question, Steph. And Jamie, so my Periscope app crashed really quick. So you had asked a good question, and I was going to ask him when he finished, but then my app crashed and I forgot what you said. So can you just repeat your last question? And Steph says, if they take away net neutrality, would cryptocurrencies be affected?
Not at all, because we can bypass that easily. We live in a different, let's call it a different line.
Right. Okay.
That's it. And actually, we're coming up. There's so many projects that some projects are focusing on these issues in particular. Yeah. What if they ban the internet? And we already,
Yeah, okay, so that's a good example. Mark says they're trying to harness it under the FCC. Hey, Dr. Neil, how are you?
Yeah.
Koala, hey, first comment to the broadcast on Twitch. Hey, Wesley over on YouTube. Thank you guys, everyone watching on YouTube. The more hours we get watched, the closer we get to monetizing our YouTube channel. We still need over 1,000 hours watched, but we're really, really, really trying to push that to get that done by the end of the year. So thanks for everybody watching this live on YouTube or on the replay. And Jamie wants to know if you are on Periscope, which I know we said in the beginning, this is his first time ever live. And I forgot to warn him that Miles is going to be looking over here the whole time, because really, like, to him, if I'm looking at him, it would be over here. So sorry for not warning you about that.
That's okay.
Yeah, so you're on Twitter, at least. And where else can people
I'm on
find
Twitter. I'm on Telegram under the same hands. Find me there.
Hang on, say it again. It cut out. You said Twitter, and then what else?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. Under the same handle.
Did you say Instagram? It keeps cutting out.
And Mentalist420. Telegram.
Telegram. Oh, okay, Telegram. Interesting. The messaging app. Do you do like podcasts or videos or anything like that?
No, I'm not doing podcasts yet. I'm not doing video. This is my first welcome to the Periscope and the Twitch world, And
welcome.
It's a pleasure being here, trying to explain and trying to educate people.
Yeah, because I think it's it's good because I really don't understand it, so I can kind of come to you with questions like really basic, trying to get it through my brain. Dr. Neil wants to know the name on Twitter. It's Mentalist420, which is in the title of the broadcast. So if you go to my Twitter, you can click right into his Twitter from there because it's through Periscope. It'll be linked. Hey, Trevor, welcome. Welcome to the party. Hey, James. I don't know if I said hi to you. Sorry. We are talking about cryptocurrency. If you guys have any questions, we have a little less than 15 minutes remaining in the broadcast. If you have time, because it's 5 o'clock right now.
I do have time.
You have time. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, 15 is perfect.
Perfect. So 15 more minutes if you guys have any more questions. My experience with it. Oh, I just recently had an experience with this where I was selling off my some Bitcoin just because I'm afraid of it. So when people send it to me, I just sell it and take the cash. But that's where I'm at in my journey right now. That's fine too. Yeah, Ethereum. Oh yeah, we could talk about that too. I did get some Ethereum, but I sold that too. So when I was selling it though, I realized that Coinbase was charging me like a $2 fee for the transaction. Yes, and more. So this is a good topic to touch on as well because it's the very basics. And let's say, for example, in your case, you receive Bitcoin, there's send value or it's hedged. So of course, it's natural for you to just cash it as quickly as you can because you need the fiat money to survive in the real world, right? So in your case, as a seller, then we need to look at this where it's hot, yeah? And it means that people are buying and selling constantly at a fixed rate. So in the case of Coinbase, maybe that particular time you were trying to sell, maybe it was not so liquid. Maybe people were looking to buy more than they were looking to sell. So in this case, there's a group of exchanges that have liquidity. So different exchanges, they're more popular, they're easier to use, maybe the user likes the interface better, it's a prettier design, or whatever, for whatever reason. So at least you have different alternatives where to go, where you can sell your Bitcoin. Maybe if this place charges you $5, and maybe so you can split your Bitcoins in different exchanges and sell them faster if that's what you're looking to do. Yeah, and Jamie actually just said something interesting. She said if you transfer your Bitcoin to Ethereum, then it's a smaller fee when you sell it than Bitcoin. It could be possible, but at the same time, in the Ethereum case, they face, in my opinion, dangerous issues, which, for example, one of them is the fees, which is a very common problem. When the network is congested, meaning that many people are using it at the same time, many people are doing transactions, then the fees increase. Go ahead, sorry. Yeah, so what it costs you 50 cents today, maybe it could cost you $30 now. It skipped for a second. You said it could cost you $30 or something. So on Ethereum, when you're transacting on Ethereum, your fee of your transaction cost raising from 50 cents to $30, for example, depending on the traffic the network is facing at that moment. Right. So Jamie says she agrees. There's not many. I was just gonna say. Yeah. There's not many people. Go ahead. If there's not many people using it at that moment, and of course people are gonna process your transaction for a lot cheaper. Yeah. Like she said, like he said, shop around for the fees or on the fees. So that makes sense. True. I remember when there was a point in time where everyone was trying to sell Bitcoin all at once and they just wouldn't let you. It just said you can't right now. Yeah, and that's where we come to the problem of centralized exchanges, right? A centralized exchange is the same thing as a bank. Mm-hmm. They hold your money. They hold your Bitcoins. You don't really have your Bitcoins on a centralized exchange. Because even though that's your wallet, freeze your wallet at any time for whatever reason, which has happened many times in the past. And that's where decentralized exchanges come. So what is a decentralized exchange? Is one, your coins are yours always.
The exchange cannot block your wallet. The exchange cannot take your coins because they're in your pocket. They're in your phone. They're in your computer. And when you make an exchange, you're making an exchange are the future because it's the people that is made, and it's the people that hold responsibility for their own value, for their own coins, for their own investment. So I am responsible at all times.
Does that exist right now? Decentralized exchange?
Oh yeah, there's many decentralized exchanges. One of my projects is a decentralized exchange as well.
Does it have a name, or you're still developing it?
Yeah, not a Turtle Network.
Say that again?
Turtle Network.
Turtle Network?
Yes, Turtle Network.
Turtle. It sounds like turtleneck.
So it's a platform that is by the people, is for the people, and it's our own stuff. We started it, and it's basically we're just funding our own development as well. So transaction costs are very cheap. We can store Bitcoin, we can store Dash, we can store Wager, we can exchange all these coins together as well. And that's one of the main advantages of the decentralized exchange.
Okay, but you can't sell it from there.
You can sell it as well. You can sell it, you can buy it as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So
remember.
Go ahead.
Yeah, remember that decentralized exchanges is peer-to-peer, son.
Right. Oh, market. So you would have to sell it to a person.
Correct. So if you're selling it and I want to buy it, then I take your order for the price that you're asking, of course. Or if I want to buy, maybe I put a lower order and I wait until somebody wants to sell lower.
Okay, nice. That's really interesting. That's cool that you work on this stuff directly.
The most secure way to move in the cryptocurrency world through decentralized exchanges.
Yeah, that makes sense to
me. And our website is Black EU.
What?
Our website is blackturtle.eu.
Blackturtle.eu.
Yes, and then you can see all our project there as well.
Cool, that's really cool. Yeah, if you think of it, maybe post links to anything that you think we might find interesting on your Twitter right after this, because then we can go follow you and click everything. That way we don't have to remember, because we don't remember everything. I will do that. Humpa Unify, we have not heard of that one before. You must have missed the answer a little bit earlier. About to Legit says, I bought $5 in Bitcoin and lost 14 cents.
Nice, that's good.
WebCircuit says, what stops cryptojacking?
Cryptojacking is, what does that mean exactly?
I have no idea. I was hoping you would know. Hey, Flood, how are you? Lumperito is in the broadcast. You guys, she is another broadcaster on this channel. She comes live every Saturday night at 11 p.m. Eastern time on this channel for 1 hour of trivia and beer tasting, craft beer tasting. But she also does the same thing on her channel right after that on Saturdays. And she also does it on Friday nights at the same time on her channel. Oh, interesting. Okay, nice. So Julia says she lost her password to her Daedalus.
Daedalus? Oh, wow. Okay.
She said, is there any way to get it, or is she SOL?
Good point, and we can touch on, because in my opinion, this is the biggest learning curve coming into cryptocurrency, right?
Okay.
So we're always, whatever, they always can reset it and I'm not in trouble, right?
Right.
But when it comes to blockchain, when it comes to cryptocurrency, we are 100% responsible for our investments. So in her case, if she lost the password that secures her wallet, is SOL, because nobody else has your password. Okay? So it is very scary, right? And that's why we must be, when it comes to saving our passwords, when it comes to knowing where we're investing. These two things are the most important things coming in.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely scary. Bob, we talked about the volatility a little bit, and he was saying for the past 3 or 4 months, it hasn't really gone up or down any more than 15%. So we're not experiencing the same level of volatility that we had last year. Trevor put blackturtle.eu in the chat. Thank you for that, Trevor.
Thank you.
Bob says he invests at blackhole.com.
Sounds scary.
Yeah, it does. It does. Julia said she's so sad she lost all her money. Oh no.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh my God.
Hope it wasn't.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. United. Yeah, hopefully it wasn't too much. United with Trump said it's like losing your real wallet. That's a good way to put it, I think.
Yes, literally. And there's many people like that, so I guess give her some solace in the fact that she's not the only one, you know?
Bring it in, Julia, we love you. Virtual hug. Oh, yes. Oh, okay, we're pretty much at the end. We have about 3 minutes. Hey, Donna, you got here just at the end. Any last questions, you guys? Maybe we'll take like a couple more. If there's anything else you guys are thinking about, we can kind of recap. So this is Mentalist420 on Twitter. Do you have I think you have your messages open so people can just message you if they have questions or tweet you, or is that a good place to?
Yeah, if they follow me, you back.
Okay, you say you're
gonna. And in Telegram, I'm always available too.
Okay. Wow, she said it was $4,000 last she knew.
Oh, sorry about that.
Thank you, Julia, for sharing that with us, because it's good that we talked about that. We didn't think of that, to mention that, but without you. So I guess some good came out of it, because now we all learned the importance of that and the risk associated with not having your password kind of somewhere safe and secure to access. That's rough.
Yes, double check it, write it down, save it on a USB. Make sure it's not on your own computer, so if your computer gets hacked, then nobody can get a hold of your password and of your keys and all that stuff, you know. Safe. Always keep it safe.
Intense. So what we covered during this broadcast, we talked about what is a crypto. I'm going to try to say it, and then he's going to tell me if I'm wrong. So a blockchain is a computer program, basically, that is... There can be limited or unlimited amounts of cryptocurrency that they can, or coins that they can mine. So like Bitcoin, Ethereum, these are all different blockchains that you may have heard of. You may have heard of other ones that we haven't even heard of on here. Like we heard something about Unify. There's something called MetaBlock, which is like all intertwined with the healthcare system. Lots of different ones out there. But the idea is that it's, instead of being centralized, it's decentralized. So instead of having like one main place, like a bank that is in control of all the data, each computer, every person that has, that accesses the blockchain is basically opening up a database on their own computer, and therefore we all own the data, or we all possess the data on our own, what I believe are called nodes, which are like little segments off of the blockchain, little nodes. Nodes, if you know what a node is, N-O-D-E, if you're not understanding what I'm saying. And that's better than a centralized banking system, because it takes the control away from just one place, and then it gives access to, we all get our own databases. Johnny Heavens, thank you for the super hearts. Thank you so much for your monthly sponsorship today. It came through today. I haven't talked to you in a while. We should chat. I would love to get to know you a little bit better. So Johnny Heavens is one of our monthly sponsors, and he's also in our private Periscope group. Oh, Johnny said everyone sends super hearts for every air quote. I hate you. So hopefully I understood that somewhat well. We talked about different blockchains, different coins, and then the main benefit is that every transaction is recorded and cannot be edited, deleted, changed. Edited and changed are the same thing, because it is decentralized. We talked about exchanges like Coinbase, where you can sell and transfer and give it to friends, family, and exchange the currency, and the difference between decentralized and centralized exchanges. And I believe Coinbase is an example of a centralized exchange, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you want to look into decentralized exchanges. Thank you, Jamie. She said, I think she's got it. I love you. You learned a lot, Workslave. Thanks. Gracias for the scope. Big thank you to you, because without you, we wouldn't know what the heck we were doing. So this is Mentalist420 on Twitter. He is originally from Venezuela. He's now based out of Seattle. He does some traveling, but he doesn't broadcast. He doesn't have a podcast or anything. So make sure you go tweet him and tell him to share more information with us live or on YouTube or whatever he likes, because I think a lot of people, there was a lot of questions, and honestly this time of day we don't usually get a lot of engagement, so that was really good. Let's see, just because this is his first time ever going live, we got 1,644 viewers on Twitter. I actually can't see my viewer counts on Twitch or YouTube. I know they're not that high, but yeah, we reached people all around the world, so thank you for your time and your education. Yeah, so you guys, if you felt like you found value, you can support this channel. The website isn't on the screen, femyoga.com, by clicking support. You can go figure out how you can help him with whatever projects he's working on by getting in touch with him on Twitter, and at least follow him, because then he knows you heard his message and you appreciated it. Jeremy said make him come back. We need to make him get his own channel so he can broadcast about it all the time.
Yeah, both would be great. I'll be very glad to come back or do one of your friends' podcasts or something like that. So I'm always open. We can work our schedules out, and one of my objectives here is to make sure that the people understand the advantages and the disadvantages of blockchain, make sure that people are educated about its use, and make sure that people understand that there's a lot of myths that we.
Uh-oh. Did I lose you?
I don't know.
Oh, you said there's a lot of myths, and then it just the last part.
There's a lot of myths that we can dispel very quickly, you know. A lot of people have handling misinformation. So we can touch on those topics later on another podcast or any other time, you know.
Yeah, knowledge is power, definitely. I mean, a lot of us didn't know much. We know more now, and we can learn more all the time. So like he kept saying, I agree too, do your own research, figure out what you think about all this, and interact with us. Let us know what you think. We got 2,000 super hearts on this broadcast. Top contributor to the broadcast, Johnny Heavens. Thank you. Spasibo Alex for the super hearts. Shara, thank you for the super hearts. We are 98,000 super hearts from our daily target of 100,000 super hearts a day, which will get us to $350 bonus at the end of the month from Periscope. I got into buying from Mo from Scope. Awesome. I see other questions and comments coming in, but I do have to respect his time. So I'm going to end this, but you guys reach out to him, ask him your questions on Twitter. Let's keep the conversation going. And do you have any last words before I run the outro?
I guess just want to say thank you for all the questions. Person that lost their investment. There's many other things that you can do to recover your money as well. We live in a very unique moment in our history as humankind. Yeah, we have, in my opinion, I feel that we are the generation that is tasked with the most difficult labor, which is bringing the understanding of everybody. You know, we're coming from that was in touch with puzzles and Lego, and we came to grow up with consoles and computers and you know, more development. And right now we're in a stage where our technology is taking over the world in many different ways, with a main objective of bringing every person financial independence. Yeah.
Yes. I love it. That's awesome. I love it. Jamie, thank you for the super hearts. Mark, thank you for the super hearts. We will see you guys on the next broadcast. I'm actually going to be reading Twitter's 10K annual report, so we can do a valuation on that business, because we are still talking about stocks as well. But look into this form of investing as well. We'll all learn and become financially independent, like he said, together. This has been a moment in time with Taylor and Mentalist420. Go check him out on Twitter, and I will be back sometime in the future. And then hang on, I'm just going to run this little outro video. It's over our faces right now. It's going to take like maybe 10 to 15 more seconds, and then we'll end the broadcast. So they can still hear us, just so you know.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Make a little.
Thank you so much. Hey, Will. Bye, Will.